Welcome to this audio program. This will throw light on the emerging trends in the world and how one can take advantage of the new trends. The speaker, Mr. Sajeev Nair, is a successful new generation entrepreneur, author, and an internationally acclaimed life coach.
Namaste, this is Sajeev Nair. I am an entrepreneur turned life coach. Also, God has blessed me with 4 best-selling books. I have given trainings and coachings to lakhs of people from all walks of lives in the area of emotional intelligence and financial intelligence, 2 most important things what one needs to have to succeed in life. I'm also heading Ayusante, an organization working with a mission to make Ayurveda as a way of living to the entire world using the power of digital platform and community commerce. Here I'm going to talk about the new trends in the world and how one can make a fortune out of this. If you're open-minded towards new ideas, ambitious, and wants to achieve something big in life, wants to be wealthy at the same time to support some social cause, the following information would be useful to you. Wealth is a product of man's capacity to understand the future. I repeat, wealth is a product of man's capacity to understand the future. Anyone who has created huge wealth has always seen the future and taken steps to make the best use of the future trends. Bill Gates could think about computers and operating systems before the world could believe that such technology advancement could ever happen. Jeff Bezos could see people ordering books and magazines online and conventional bookstores going out of business much before common man could ever imagine. Asim Premji could see the IT boom happening in India and changed Wipro from soaps and vegetable oil to an IT brand. Now, do you really understand why I said wealth is a product of man's capacity to understand the future? Had someone wanted to make a living in the agricultural age, he should have engaged in farming. One who found out better farming methods created wealth. As we moved to industrial age, farmers turned to laborers and became employees. From 2000, we are living in the information age. If farmers were the products of agricultural age and employees were the products of industrial age, then entrepreneurs are the products of information age. If someone wants to achieve big in his life and wants to create wealth, then no other option other than to become an entrepreneur right now. The trend is catching up in a big way, especially in India, as India has got a fast economic growth and is predicted to become the largest economy in the next 25 years. That is why we see even youngsters just out of the college set up their own ventures and many of them creating huge wealth. What one needs to have is a powerful dream and a massive self-drive. Before I continue, let me ask you one question. Have you ever thought what you really want to achieve in your life? What is your dream? The more clarity you have about your dreams, the more useful this program would be. When we talk about entrepreneurship or business, what is the ideal business model? Robert Kiyosaki, multimillionaire and a best-selling author, says 95% of all the businesses are not businesses in its true sense. They are self-employments. If you keep yourself away from your business for 6 months, and when you come back, if the business is still growing bigger, then only you can say that what you have been doing is a business. Otherwise, it was just a self-employment. In fact, 95% of the businesses vanish if the promoter keeps away from the day-to-day activity, leave alone 6 months, just in 6 weeks. So that is called self-employment. You are an employee of your own business. Hence, the business should be scalable and leverageable. That is the most important factor. The business should be scalable and leverageable. Franchising is a good example. McDonald's started in 1949 in a small town, Illinois, and now you can see McDonald's everywhere. These are all franchisees. The founder, Ray Kroc's family, gets a small percentage of the sales happening in every McDonald's counter all around the world. This is called leveraging. I repeat this word leveraging because this is so critical. So is the case with NIIT or Starbucks or Baskin-Robbins. In a scalable and leverageable business model, one can leverage his time and effort. How about working for 2 hours a day and generating profits for 20 hours or 200 hours or even 20,000 hours? That is the power of leveraging. As per Robert Kiyosaki, leveraging businesses gives you passive income or residual income, while normal businesses or profession only gives you an active income. Active income means the income is directly proportional to your personal performance. Means your income is purely based on your skills and talents, and hence there is no security. If something happens to you, the income stops. This is the case of all the self-employees, be it an architect or an advocate or an artist or even the small-scale business owners. passive income is generated by leveraging your efforts and time through more people or more business outlets. In this case, the income is not just based on your personal efforts, and hence there is more security. A franchisor gets a small percentage as royalty from all the franchisees, which could total to an amount which must have been many folds than he himself would have run a single counter. If you are generating active income through a profession or business, in fact, you are trading your time for money. Just think about it. You are trading your time for money. While if you are in a leverageable, scalable business, you are leveraging your time and efforts. You don't need to run after money. Money will run after you. However, in a franchising model, only the franchisor makes wealth, as only he gets the benefits of leveraging. As a franchisee cannot leverage by appointing further franchisees, a franchisee seldom makes big money in a franchising business model. Another main challenge with franchisee model is that one needs to invest huge amounts of money as franchisee fee to start a franchisee. Here, I would like to talk about a different business model which is highly leverageable, but at the same time doesn't have the challenges associated with franchising. It is called community commerce. The whole process is creating a community which is moving with one purpose and a goal, and initiating some commercial activity within the community where the redistribution of wealth happens and the passive income gets generated. A community is a group of people having some common vision and mission. Ayush Sante is creating such a community, which is driven by the mission to take Ayurveda global through scientific validation and to make Ayurveda drive the global wellness revolution. Now let's talk about wellness. Wellness is another big trend in the world. Wellness is a state of having physical, mental, emotional, social and spiritual well-being. From a commercial perspective, wellness has got a huge value. Paul St. Pilzer, economist, Nobel Prize nominee and advisor to previous American presidents and a best-selling author, says if millionaires were born out of automobile revolution and billionaires were born out of IT revolution, trillionaires will be born out of wellness revolution. In India, the potential of this industry is huge. As per the economic statistics, wellness industry in India is already 1 lakh crore rupees in 2013. As per the economic projections, wellness industry will contribute the maximum to the Indian economy as what IT industry is doing now. Let's analyze the economic aspect of this industry. If you study the economic statistics of any country, you will see that the two industries which contribute to the highest to the economy are the healthcare and food. In most of the countries, food industry contributes to the highest to the gross national product and healthcare industry comes in the second position. Or in simple language, people spend the highest amount of their earning in food followed by healthcare. Now the interesting question is, which are the businesses in the healthcare industry? Hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, doctors, nursing homes, X-ray and scan centers. What do they deal with? Sickness. Wellness is in fact a state of happiness. It's a physical and mental well-being. When one loses that physical and mental well-being, he gets sickness. As per Paul St. Pilzer, the present-day healthcare industry comprises of businesses which deal with sickness rather than health. Hence, healthcare is a misnomer and this industry should be renamed as sickness industry. Another irony is when you ask why and when the clients or the customers approach this industry, when they are sick. That means they approach this industry when they have no other options. Not because they love to get services or products of this industry. No one goes to a hospital or scan center willingly. None wants to spend money in this industry. Even then, this industry is number 1 or number 2 among all the industries in any of the countries. Hence, if there is any other industry where people willingly go to attain good health, and if that can give a good customer experience, that industry should be number 1 industry in any country. That is why wellness industry is already a multi-trillion-dollar industry in the world. The maximum number of trillionaires in the world for the next 20 years will be coming out of this industry. What are the businesses which will contribute to this industry? Any business which can provide physical, mental, spiritual well-being to the common man. This will include nutritional supplements, anti-aging products and services, wellness restaurants, organic farming, fitness centers, fitness equipments, yoga, meditation centers, alternative therapies, and many other things. The people behind Ayush Sante forecasted this trend few years back and had decided to make Ayurveda to play a major role in this global wellness revolution. Crores of rupees have been invested to do extensive research and scientific validations of various Ayurvedic formulations using globally accepted parameters and standards. Ayushante emerged as a result of the strong belief of a bunch of entrepreneurs, scientists, and Ayurveda experts that India's 5,000-year-old wellness wisdom, Ayurveda, can take the driving seat in the global wellness revolution and must play a pivotal role in the wide awakening of the world to wellness. We are in the process of creating a global wellness community where people could achieve well-being at physical, mental, and spiritual level using Ayurvedic way of living. Some people ask, why Ayurveda? Ayurveda is the only total wellness solutions. When you talk about three-dimensional health, that is physical, mental, and spiritual, Ayurveda is the only one solution. Because all other wellness-related products and services deal with only one part, that is the body, while Ayurveda deals with mind, body, and spirit. When we live in the information age, we are all part of another major trend, the information technology. From an economic standpoint, the exploding growth of e-commerce everybody is witnessing. Technology has revolutionized everything in this world, be it the way we communicate with one another or the way we do banking transactions. The trade and commerce also undergoing massive transformation. Instead of getting stuck in the heavy traffic, people have started opting for e-commerce. Though in India it is in the infancy stage, India has all the reasons to become the largest e-commerce market in the world. In 2013-14, the total e-commerce industry in India is 16 billion US dollars. Compared to the $244 billion US market or the $220 billion China market, we are very, very, very small. But looking at the way the e-commerce companies are growing in India, one should be stupid not to pay attention to this industry. While Flipkart, a startup by two Amazon.com employees, crossed a sales of 6,200 crore rupees in just 7 years. Snapdeal, another leading e-commerce player, is growing 500% and crossed $1 billion US dollars in sales in just 4 years. As per the economic analysis, e-commerce in India is only 2.4% of the entire retail business, while expected to cross 16% by 2020. We are talking about an 800% growth. Needless to say, many millionaires and billionaires are in the making. This is one major trend no one can ignore. Now, can you imagine how powerful it would be when we converge the powers of all these trends? Wellness through the 5,000-year-old Indian Ayurvedic wisdom, community commerce, and e-commerce. We call it as digital community commerce. In short, digital community commerce is an absolute convergence of wellness industry with digital world backed up by a community which is driven by a purpose. 25 years back, not many people must have realized the entire world would be revolutionized by computers and internet. Those who could see that and took some action made a fortune from this revolution. 20 years back, none of us even must have thought that the telecommunication industry would get revolutionized by mobile phones. But those who could see that future made billions of dollars. Postal services were totally replaced by emails. Big bookstores like Borders have gone out of business because of Amazon.com. Record and music industry had surrendered in front of iPod. While some people are going out of business, some others are making a fortune out of the same industry. Those who don't have the capacity to understand the future and those who have closed their eyes and mind to see the future just remain as consumers to these revolutions. While those who understand the future and decide to take massive action to fulfill their dreams by capitalizing these trends will emerge as billionaires and trillionaires. Bill Gates explained the secret of his success as, I was in the right place in the right time. I had a vision and I put in massive action. Mac McCormick, once a leading Harvard professor and a business strategist, said it is not enough to be in the right place in the right time. One should know that he is in the right business in the right time. Now that you know what is going to be the future trends and how you can make a fortune in the next few years, you cannot say you did not know about this. When we talk about some successful people, I have heard many a time people saying, he's lucky. I've even heard people complaining, see, I'm also working hard, but luck never favors me. I also believe in luck. For me, luck is meaningful coincidences. Some people take the best use of these coincidences while others ignore it. You listening to this session also is a coincidence. To make it meaningful or not is your choice. I remember the famous quote, luck favors a prepared mind. Are you prepared to make a fortune out of these trends? That too being part of a social cause to take Ayurveda global, then you are lucky. God bless you.